Hey everyone, Mike on Monday coming to you. Got a handful of things to take a look at, talk about, etc. First, what's going on with the corn? How come the neighbor's field turned brown? Well, what you have here is some salt burn from a nitrogen application, and this is mostly cosmetic. Within 7 to 10 days, normally, you're going to grow out of this because the next leaves are on the way and they'll cover it up. Is it harmful to the plant? In most cases, no, it's not. It's all about getting that nitrogen on at a later time, so when we get into this fast growth period, high growth period, that we have enough nitrogen at the right place at the right time. So this is cosmetic, don't worry about it. If you're seeing a little burning on the beans, it might be because we had to be aggressive to get some things out of that field for you. Behind me, on my left shoulder, you can see unevenness in this oats and seeding stand. You see a lot of that in soybeans, at least in the Sheboygan County area. Again, conditions of the ground at seeding time, variable, not perfect. And we have less than ideal challenges with that. Soybeans, I've looked at maybe even putting in some residual with your Roundup treatment now to try and fill in those holes or hold those holes in the canopy till those soybeans get bigger. So we're looking for different ways to get that done. And at the same time on soybeans, watch out for the water hemp. I'm seeing it starting to explode now. One of the ways you can tell the difference between water hemp and regular pigweed, and this happens to be red root pigweed, you get this curving edge of the leaf. Plus this is kind of a dull mat, where the water hemp is a narrower leaf through here, a little lighter in color, almost a yellowish green, and tends to be glossy. And the water hemp grows inch or two per day. So when you find out you've got some water hemp, when it's small is when we can still do something about it. As these get bigger, they get tougher. So it's about jumping on them quickly. I'm afraid we're going to have some fields that we're going to just flat out lose to water hemp. They're so dense, so fast, nothing's been done with them, that actually working them under might be the best scenario to come. You saw me sweeping a little alfalfa. What's going on out there? Well, we just had some very strong southerly winds, lots of high heat and humidity. Those are great cases for insects to start growing. We blew some more in. We have some heat and lack of moisture, at least over in the Sheboygan County area, and we're starting to see insect populations increase in our alfalfa and our seedings. So in here you're seeing various insects. We got some grasshoppers, we've got some tarnish bugs, we got some plant bugs, we've got some leaf hoppers out here, and one that's a lot higher in population this year, aphids. Lots of aphids are out there this year, a little higher than we've normally seen in the past few years, but those populations are exploding. And not that I've reached an economic threshold in this particular field on aphids, but my years of experience with the forages, the alfalfas, is that we probably need to be looking more at the collective. How many plant bugs, tarnish bugs, leaf hoppers, aphids, etc. do I have out here to make a better decision? So again, I may not have economic threshold on everything or on one thing, but the collective might be causing pressure in conjunction with what's going on in your area. Did you get rain? Are you stuck with high heat? In those cases, when you have numbers that are getting close on insects, I pull the trigger on taking those insects out. Now I know my friends that are making milk and such, they don't want to hear this after the past 2 weeks kicking the tail on the price of milk. But in alfalfa, some of these insects, they leave behind toxins that it's not just the next cutting that's in jeopardy, it's the rest of the life of the stand that it impacts. And in those cases, it's a long-term investment. So how I approach these scenarios are seedings get the highest priority. Good stands that are going to stay next year have a higher priority. If you're taking it out this fall, it's a weak stand, cash is tight, then you prioritize that at the bottom of the list. And also, what's the inventory at home in the bunk? Look at those things, balance them out. Those are the way you manage this situation that we have. So what I'm seeing right now in my area, my seedings are starting to get insect populations that are high enough that we are taking action on those seedings to try and control the insect at this time. Not doing anything fancy, just going to eliminate the insect. But with that, keep your eye on it. It looks like we're supposed to go back into higher humidities and some more temperature. And hopefully you get a shot of rain. Parts of the territory here got anywhere from 10 drops to maybe a half an inch or so. But we're going to need more rain to help finish this crop. As you can see, these oats are getting a little limpy. They could use a little bit of water yet. Again, little marbling in the beginning of the surface, so when we worked the ground, so it wasn't the best seed bed, and that's starting to put a little pinch on this crop. With that, if you got other questions or want to know other things going on in the area, feel free to give us a shout. Got any questions? Call your agronomist. I can't see that.
John Odell says hi.
Oh, hi, John. Anyhow, with that, Mike on Monday, enjoy the beautiful day today. Hopefully your spring is getting done. And we'll talk to you next week. Happy 4th of July.